Obviously I want to give them a lot of credit. When we scheduled the game last spring, I knew we were playing a team that was an NCAA tournament caliber team. Um, I knew how good Beach was, and he certainly didn't disappoint. I knew how good Moore was, and he didn't disappoint. I thought Daniels and Davenport were good as well. I just think they're really well coached. They're older. We knew that going in. It was going to be a great challenge. We certainly did not get beat because of effort, and I don't think we got beat, to be honest with you, because of lack of humility. We had great respect for North Florida. We knew who they were when we scheduled them way back last spring, and they're a good basketball team. They remind me a lot of the Butler team that I was an assistant coach on in 2000, 2001, that was older and smart, that won the conference and the conference tournament championship, went to the NCAA tournament, beat Wake, and lost to the Arizona team that went to the national championship game. I thought they were really smart. I think they shoot it well. I think they're a really, really good basketball team. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give them tremendous credit. We did not beat ourselves tonight. They won the game. They beat us. And I want to make that very, very clear. In terms of our role in it, where we can get better, obviously our defensive execution wasn't where it needed to be. I thought that we did not defend the three-point line very well, obviously, when you look at the stat sheet. And then I thought they got too many points in transition. Those were 2 points of emphasis coming into the game, and we were not able to impose our will through the breadth of the 40 minutes much at all. We had one stint there in the first half where I thought we got a lot of stops in succession when we had Tate, Lewis, Austin, Hill, and Thorne and Mav in there, I think. And that was about the extent of, I thought, of us being able to impose our will defensively. First half, I didn't think we were very good offensively. I thought we took bad shots. I thought that we didn't take advantage of posting and driving the ball. Second half, I thought we were terrific offensively. But unfortunately, when you get down 20 plus early into the second half, it's hard. At that point, you're putting a lot of pressure on your offense. And we just did not get enough stops at the end of the day. But again, I want to give them a ton of credit. They're good. And the team we play on Sunday is good, and it's good. It's going to be challenging for us. We knew that. So tomorrow we got to wake up, learn from the film a little bit, and turn our focus to North Dakota State and get ready for Sunday's game in an effort to defend better. In terms of an update on Jalen, because I know you'll ask, Jalen's back in Champaign. It was an open dislocation, so they wanted to take him back to make sure they did get it popped back in place. But it was open. We just want to make sure that we don't have any situation where infection might take place on an open wound. So we took him back to Champaign to make sure it's cleaned properly, and also to take an X-ray to make sure that it is not broken, that it was just dislocated and popped back in, and then we'll go from there. Obviously Jalen's a great kid, and we'll show all these guys, and all of us are certainly thinking about him. And our hope is they can get him stitched up, get everything cleaned up, and then get him back to Springfield with his teammates. Questions for the players?
Malcolm, I know you guys knew this team was good, but how do you respond to this in the season opener?
Well, it's not typical. We have a week to respond, and we got a game Sunday. All we got to do is learn from this. And I think this is good for our team that we have this early instead of winning by 30 plus like last year, first 5-6 games. This is a great challenge for us. And I think it opened the eyes of a lot of people because, like Coach said, this is an NCAA tournament team. So it's good to have this experience early.
Why do you think that's good? Just a wake-up call? Or?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And just give people experience because, personally, I've never been in a state tournament. A lot of guys in the locker room, I think anybody. Just see what it's like and let ourselves know that we got a lot to get better at.
Malcolm, we don't see very many guys make 7 out of 8 threes and 6-9. You just talk about what it's like to try to keep track of him out there.
It's tough because I think a lot of the shots are contested and indeed they weren't just at the 3-point line. With a guy like that, you have to always keep your attention to him, but at the same time, what makes him tough is the people around him. They have 5 people that can make threes on the court. The great point guard, so it's tough.
Mike, what'd you think? Your debut, you were able to get some stats, but your team didn't come out with a win. Just what was your debut like?
It was very disappointing. Yeah, we lost the game. Just thought we come out with a win. Me and like coach helped us set up. It was a good team. And but I'm gonna say I think we just need to be better on the defensive end. Maybe stop priding ourselves from offense as much. We just need to really put emphasis on defense. Myself, I thought I played not so well defense. Get back to that.
Mike, when Malcolm had to take over kind of at the point guard position later in the game, he still did a pretty good job of getting feeds to you driving and then feeding you under the basket. Let's talk about the chemistry between the two of you guys.
It's good. I enjoy playing with Malcolm. I think that him along with all my other teammates, I still feel that we need special.
Malcolm, when you're driving and looking for guys, you haven't been thought of in that role as much, but now that you're doing it and you're able to find Big Bo under the basket. How different is that from a guy like Nana who's not always looking for the ball?
Man, I don't think the problem now was he wasn't looking for the ball. He just wasn't the best catcher.
The truth comes out.
Yeah. He was a great finisher. I seen he got an and 1 dunk. Then I'm gonna get on him early. I'm gonna get on him later for missing that layup the next possession. But I think we have a chance. This team is we have a lot of good shooters out on the court. We have great finishers. They both. I mean, once later on in the season we start getting our chemistry better. That's when we become better.
How much easier is it to get the offense running when you got a guy like that who can catch and finish? It opens up doors.
Just because it puts pressure on the 5 man by me or any of my other teammates beat our man. Because that puts the big man in position and pick your poison. Rather have one of us to live and have to go.
One of your primary roles now as an upperclassman is as a leader. The next couple of days, what's your message to the guys in the locker room who maybe have not gone through something like this before to get them looking forward to move past this?
I'm just saying, simple as just move on to the next one. Just learn from it. You gotta learn fast. Playing a really good team on Sunday. Don't hang your head on it. Yeah. I try to tell the young guys, don't listen to people outside the basketball team. Because it's new to them. High school, they probably hear like 1 or 2 people saying bad things. This one, hear thousands of people. Social media can be a killer. We got to teach them early about that.
Malcolm, you talked about that a lot of their shots were contested. So, what areas in the defense do you need to improve on if you're able to contest the shot?
I'd say guarding our yard, guarding our own man, because a lot of threes they got in early was we got beat by the primary man dribbling and stuck the defense in, and they just kicked out the threes. Which it was an all right contest, but it seemed like that you can't give them no space to get it off.
Against the players.
Questions?
Now, you have a young team that already had a lot of adversity. I know you kind of addressed this, but just how do you keep this from, casting?
You just can't panic. It's a long season. I huddled the staff before the game. I'll be honest with you, Shane. And they're. I kept watching the film. And I told the staff, I said, fellas, we got some young guys rolling out there tonight, and you guys have done a really good job preparing them. I love our game plan. I want to let you know before the ball's even tipped how much I appreciate how hard you guys worked. I thought we practiced well. I thought guys have the right heart right now to play well. But I worried about our habits, some of the young guys. And that only comes over time. I'm not trying to give that as an excuse, but there's no shortcut to it. In JCL's case, I thought he overhelped a ton tonight and gave up threes. He's practiced for a week. We those guys got to get some reps. This is not a magic wand deal where you just whoa, good defender. It our level against a team like that. Like, you got to work at it, and they are working at it. We just need to get better. They learned a valuable lesson tonight. They overhelped a little bit. When you're in high school, that maybe doesn't hurt you quite as much, but here at this level, against a team like that, especially a great shooting team like that, they make you pay the price. They're better than us today on November the 13th. They're better than we were today. They beat us. It's interesting, Malcolm. So we played a really good team, I think, last year in our opener too. Georgia Soap's like top 100 something. I didn't think we played real hard. The next day I brought him in. Malcolm was one of them. I got on him pretty good because I didn't think we were ready. I just don't feel that way tonight. I thought we practiced really well. I thought we played hard. They out executed us. They beat us tonight. That didn't necessarily make me feel any better, but we got to try to figure some things out. We got to try to play better. We got to try to execute a little bit better. They're a good team. And they challenge us in a lot of areas. And I think sometimes when that happens, that can be a good thing early because it sends guys a message, as Malcolm alluded to.
John, seemed like you were optimistic about LaRon. Was there just something during the week?
Yeah, he's just sore, Jeremy. I wish we could have played him. Obviously, we could have used LaRon. He did practice this week, non-contact. He did a little bit of contact, Jeremy, yesterday. And I kind of left it up to him. I want him to feel good. He did experience some soreness. He experienced some swelling. He just didn't have his pop. Wasn't able to go.
What about Finke not playing in the second half?
Yeah, that was more just a deal where we had Finke. Obviously, he came in first behind Bo as the first guy after Bo, and then Mav. We didn't play him much at all in the first half. And then when we put him in, or towards the end there, he made some really positive plays at the end of the first half. So we decided to go with him in the second half, and I thought he made some more positive plays. We'll need Fink. We'll need him. We'll need Mav. We're going to need everybody at this point because we're obviously down a couple bodies.
And what about point guard moving forward? Jalen got a little bit.
Malcolm. Yeah, Malcolm up to play some. He did tonight with Khalid, and it just kind of is what it is. I won't know anything on Jalen until I touch Dr. Kirkler, Dr. Johnson, who does a great job. Unfortunately, I've got to know him pretty well. Some hand specialist stuff last year, this year. But he does a great job, so we'll find out, do what's right for Jalen. That was, I know it was a scary deal for Jalen. He's a tough kid.
What happened, John? We couldn't see down there.
Just an open wound.
I know, but did he fall?
I don't know how it happened. I just saw it.
John, I know you didn't plan on so many guys being out, but when you scheduled North Florida, what was the thought process behind that?
Well, sure. No question. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I thought that Abrams, Black, Nunn, and Jalen Tate would play half the game. I'd be lying. But again, I'm a no excuse guy. We put 5 guys out there. They put 5 guys out there. We had some guys out there that made some mistakes, probably on the defensive end. I thought we fought. I thought every time we made a run, they made a big 3. I thought the point guard was dynamic. I had a college coach tell me this summer he thought he'd be one of the top 5 point guards we played against all year, and he wasn't too far off, at least based on tonight's performance. I thought he was terrific. He was really good. He had a lot of answers tonight. I thought one of the things that was interesting for me that, the rule change, and you got a feeling how it's going to affect the game. With a guy like that, with the new rule change, unlimited, as long as you're dribbling, you can dribble the ball for 20 seconds if you want. There's no 5-second count anymore. For a guy like him, I think back when I was at Ohio, because he reminds me of Cooper, imagine if he was able to do that. I thought that was a factor. The kid was smart. He kept the ball and he dribbled multiple times and probed gaps and put a lot of pressure on our defense. At the end of the day, our defense needs to be better. 81 points is plenty enough. Obviously, we'd like to score even more, be a little bit more efficient in the first half. But offense didn't have a lot to do with it. I thought we played a lot smarter offensively in the second half. Did a good job getting inside, took better shots. Thought our effort was pretty good. Just our defensive execution was not good enough against a very good team.
Is the defense just more about recognition and communication than anything?
Both those things, yeah, great point. I didn't think we communicated very well in transition D. We gave up 14 transition points in the first half. It's too many. We settled in a little bit better in that area after a bad start in that area. But I thought the thing that stood out to me was them getting 33 threes off, and just our recognition of gaps and how to help and how much to help. especially with the rookies. Like I thought Alex Austin, that's why he played 21 minutes. He was terrific in the gap. Like if you notice, he didn't get very many off when he was guarding. But that's 2 years in the making in our system. Malcolm didn't give up very many. He gave up 1 or 2 to Beach, who shot him from downtown Champaign. But all in all, our rookies got to get a little bit better at that, and they will.
Mike rejuvenated. He's had another opportunity to play at a much bigger program than he did last year.
Big Mike. Yeah. I don't know. You'd have to ask him that. What I do know is he lost 25 to 30 pounds. Body fat's down 3 to 4%. I know he's an unbelievable teammate. It's hard not to like him. I know he's worked big time on his left hand. He's in the gym all the time on his own, getting extra work in. And I love coaching. Told him the only thing I wish I could have had it for more than 1 year.
I think it was game 3.
But he did some good things. I thought he accurately summed it up. I thought defensively he got tired a couple times where I couldn't get him out, and he didn't communicate transition defense, and he lost bodies. And we got to get that cleaned up. Thought he was a presence, obviously, offensively in the paint. I thought he rebounded the ball well. I thought defensively he was just okay. But he's getting better and understanding what we want to be done out there. But all in all, I thought his impact on the game was certainly positive.
Did the live ball timeout rule change affect that or anything tonight?
Live ball, say it again.
Where you can't call a timeout when on the live ball?
Yeah, you can't call timeout live ball, so that's part of it. But you can call right when it goes through the net, or I can yell it to a player to call it.
Yeah. No instances of things happening tonight where
What's that?
instances tonight where you would have wanted one, like maybe to
Yeah,
get Bo
maybe,
rest.
It's enticing because if you call one within 30 seconds of the media, it becomes the media, so you're trying to balance all that. I thought we did a pretty decent job of that tonight. I don't think that was much of a factor. Again, I just think it was really a majority of it was our defense.
That was interesting. Malcolm said this could be good that it happened early.
Sure.
Did you agree with that at all?
Yeah, I mean, we hope to be a totally different team moving forward. Not only in bodies, but in terms of execution. And when you play a really good team, they teach you more. And I thought they taught us tonight some of the things we talked about defensively in terms of the game plan and what we were trying to do. You don't do those things, a really good team's going to exploit that. And if we want to be a really good basketball team, we're going to have to defend a lot better than we defended tonight, regardless of who's out there.
Yeah, 30-second shot.
I didn't think it was much of a factor, and I didn't notice that much of a change. The biggest change I noticed was the no 5-second count, unlimited dribble. Even if you're closely guarding a guy, he can just keep dribbling. He can dribble out the clock. I think that to me was the one that I thought even when the rules were passed, that was the one people weren't looking at. They were focusing too much on the shot clock. To me, that changes the game more than the shot clock.
With Malcolm at point, he was obviously good at finding Mike, as we talked about. It seems like he doesn't have necessarily the same peripheral vision that a guy like Jalen Tate would have on the court.
He's pretty good, though, Rob. He can see it. He's so unselfish. He was 4-0 last Sunday, 5-2 today. I mean, he's Malcolm's a basketball player. He can dribble, pass, shoot. He's getting better defensively. I think he moves better at his new weight. Moves his feet better. He didn't shoot it particularly well tonight. I'd like him to be a little bit more efficient than he was tonight. He did have a couple go down that I thought were pretty good looks. He maybe forced a couple. But he's such a good scorer. We want him to be aggressive.
Are you happy the way that he kind of put the team on his back?
Well, I don't know if he tried to put the team on his back. He tried to make some plays there late. I thought Lewis did too. I love Lewis's toughness and competitiveness. Timeouts, defensively, how he was talking, and he really fought. Lewis really fought. And I learned something tonight about Lewis and that type of